The night cracked open with thunder as Naomi whispered, "God, why does love always leave me broken?" Her breath fogged against the rain-stained glass of the shelter window, where despair clung heavy. Marcus, wealthy yet restless, drove his sleek black car past forgotten corners of the city. He gripped the wheel, muttering, "I shouldn't care, but something is pulling me here tonight." The storm mirrored his turmoil, its fury echoing the ache of betrayal by his ex-fiancée Jasmine. Naomi pulled her thin coat tighter, shivering as another tear slipped. "No one remembers people like me." Her reflection glimmered faintly in the cracked glass, fragile yet unyielding. Marcus slowed at the red light, his eyes catching sight of Naomi's silhouette, pressed against the window like a ghost. His chest tightened, whispering to himself, "Why does she feel so familiar?" The sound of laughter rang from nearby wedding rehearsals, slicing Naomi's heart deeper. She muttered, "Even joy feels like punishment." The night held them both in cruel silence until fate decided to collide their worlds. Naomi whispered, "I used to dream of nights filled with music, not silence." Her hands trembled as she pulled her coat tighter. Marcus slowed his car, muttering, "Why can't I just drive past?" He rolled down the window, rain splattering on his cuff. Naomi turned her head, startled by headlights piercing through the storm. She thought, "No one stops for me." Marcus leaned closer, voice steady yet curious, "Do you need help?" Naomi's heart pounded, hesitation battling despair. She replied faintly, "People don't ask that anymore." The air between them thickened with something unfamiliar, almost fragile hope. Marcus said, "You don't belong out here alone in this storm." Naomi blinked rapidly, muttering, "Belonging is a word I lost years ago." Marcus frowned, tightening his grip on wheel, whispering, "You remind me of a fight I thought I buried." Naomi stepped back cautiously, trembling as wind whipped her coat. She whispered, "Why do you care?" Marcus exhaled, torn between leaving and staying, before saying, "Because I see something I can't ignore." The storm raged louder, echoing the collision of two broken worlds. Naomi whispered, "I've been invisible for so long, I don't know how to be seen." Marcus's jaw clenched as he muttered, "Then tonight, someone finally sees you." Naomi's chest heaved as a strange warmth touched her frozen heart. She shook her head, "No one rescues people like me." Marcus leaned forward, eyes locked, saying, "Maybe it's not rescue. Maybe it's recognition." Her lips parted in disbelief, silence between them louder than thunder. Naomi stepped closer, whispering, "What if I disappoint you?" Marcus softened his expression, murmuring, "Disappointment only comes when you expect perfection." Her voice cracked, "All I have are scars." Marcus replied firmly, "Scars are proof you survived." The thunder rolled as Naomi lowered her gaze, whispering, "I don't even remember how survival feels." Marcus extended his hand slightly, not touching, but near enough to bridge silence. "Maybe tonight is where you remember." Naomi sat stiffly in Marcus' car, whispering, "This leather feels like a throne I was never meant for." Her trembling fingers grazed the seams as Marcus replied softly, "A throne doesn't care who sits on it, only how they rise from it." Her eyes darted nervously to the spotless interior, muttering, "Everything here screams I don't belong." Marcus exhaled slowly, his voice low. "Belonging is not about what you own. It's about what you deserve." Naomi clenched her jaw, whispering, "Deserve is a word I buried when the world forgot me." Marcus glanced at her reflection in the rearview mirror, murmuring, "Maybe tonight is when you dig it up again." Naomi whispered, "Every time I tried to climb, life kicked me lower." Marcus's voice steadied, "And yet you're still breathing, still fighting." She stared at her hands, muttering, "Breathing isn't living." He turned slightly, tone firm, "Then let me remind you what living feels like." Naomi blinked, startled by the conviction in his voice, asking, "Why do you care if I rise?" Marcus's gaze darkened, whispering, "Because I know what it means to fall." Their silence echoed like an invisible cord binding two broken souls. Marcus said firmly, "I once gave everything to someone who threw it back at me." Naomi lifted her head, whispering, "She broke you." He chuckled bitterly. "Jasmine didn't just break me, she burned me alive." Naomi tilted her head, murmuring, "And still, you shine in glass suits while I drown in shadows." Marcus's eyes softened. "Glass shatters too, Naomi. Don't mistake polish for strength." Naomi's chest tightened, whispering, "Then why look at me? A pile of broken pieces." Marcus replied gently, "Because broken pieces can still cut through lies." Naomi pressed her palms together, whispering, "My mother told me I was born carrying storms." Marcus's eyes flickered, whispering, "Maybe storms carve rivers, maybe storms birth flowers." Naomi's lips trembled. She left, like everyone else. Marcus's jaw clenched as he muttered, "I know what it feels like to be abandoned." Naomi turned toward him sharply, eyes burning. "Then, why offer me hope you can't keep?" Marcus steadied his voice, "Because sometimes two storms meeting can make a calm." Naomi stared at him, heart torn between disbelief and longing. Naomi whispered, "I've spent years searching for scraps of love in empty places." Marcus leaned closer, voice trembling, "What if tonight, scraps turn into something whole?" Naomi exhaled sharply, "Whole is a word I can't trust anymore." Marcus replied, "Then trust presence." "I'm here." Naomi's tears welled. "And what happens when you leave like everyone else?" Marcus whispered fiercely, "Then let me be the first to stay." Her heart faltered, torn open by both fear and fragile hope. The car slowed as the golden glow of the church spilled across the rain-soaked pavement. Naomi's voice quivered as she whispered, "This is where she is, isn't it?" Marcus's jaw tightened, his voice low, "Yes, Jasmine is here." Naomi's eyes flickered with dread, muttering, "And you still expect me to walk into her world, a world that never wanted me in the first place?" Marcus leaned forward, his eyes steady. "I didn't bring you here to humiliate you, Naomi. I brought you here because you deserve to stand tall, no matter who is watching." Naomi shook her head, her hands trembling in her lap, whispering, "But being near her feels like standing on the edge of a cliff, waiting to be pushed." Marcus's voice deepened, urgent, "Then don't face the edge alone. Hold on to me instead of the fear." Naomi's eyes filled with tears, the storm outside echoing the storm within. Naomi's whisper cracked, "What if she laughs at me? What if everyone inside laughs at me?" Her voice trembled, as if each word carried centuries of shame. Marcus's hand tightened on the wheel, his eyes burning with resolve. "If they dare laugh, Naomi, they'll answer to me before anyone else." Naomi shook her head, her lips trembling. "Power can't silence shame, Marcus. Shame lives inside me, louder than their voices ever could." Marcus turned toward her, his voice breaking with intensity. "You are not shame, Naomi. You are strength. You are survival. And you are more beautiful than they can ever understand." Naomi's eyes lifted, shimmering with uncertainty as she whispered, "Then what am I to you?" Marcus's chest rose, his voice trembling. "You are the only truth I have left in a world that keeps lying to me." Naomi's silence pressed heavier than thunder. Marcus pushed open the car door, rain immediately pouring onto his shoulders. He straightened, his presence tall and unshaken. Naomi sat frozen, whispering, "This isn't my stage. I don't belong in her world." Marcus extended his hand into the storm, his voice steady. "Then let me make this stage yours, Naomi. You don't need their permission to exist." Naomi's hand trembled violently, her eyes darting between his hand and the glowing church beyond. Her voice cracked, "I don't know if I can survive this." Marcus stepped closer, unwavering. "Survival isn't enough tonight, Naomi. Tonight is about victory, about reclaiming every piece of yourself they tried to take." Naomi blinked rapidly, her heart pounding against her ribs. She whispered, "Victory? People like me aren't meant to win." Marcus's voice roared over the storm, "Then let's defy everything and win anyway." Jasmine's laughter floated from the glowing church steps, light yet cutting as it pierced Naomi's heart. Naomi's lips trembled as she whispered, "She's beautiful, isn't she? Everything about her screams perfect." Marcus didn't glance at Jasmine. His eyes locked on Naomi. "Beauty without loyalty is poison, Naomi. and poison doesn't deserve admiration. Naomi shook her head, whispering, but poison still glitters, and everyone wants what glitters. Jasmine's head turned sharply, her eyes catching Marcus in the distance, her laughter dying on her lips when she saw Naomi at his side. Naomi's knees weakened, her voice shattering. I shouldn't be here. I'll only humiliate you. Marcus's jaw tightened, his words sharp as steel. You should be here, Naomi, because this is where you take back your dignity, no matter what she says. Naomi's heart raced as Jasmine's stare burned into her. Jasmine's voice rang out, sharp and cold. Marcus, you brought her? Naomi's chest burned with humiliation, her whisper breaking. I told you this was a mistake. I told you. Marcus stepped forward, his broad frame shielding Naomi, his voice cold as ice. I brought the woman who has more courage than anyone here. Jasmine's smirk faltered, but her eyes remained cruel. Naomi's voice quivered as she whispered, I can't fight her world, Marcus. I don't have the armor for it. Marcus's voice deepened, steady and fierce. You don't need armor. You have me. I will fight for you until you can fight for yourself. Naomi's tears blurred her vision, her heart torn open, whispering, what if I'm not enough? Marcus's voice cracked, Naomi, you are more than enough. You are everything. The storm rumbled like a vow. Jasmine's laugh sliced through the storm. Marcus, did you tell her you begged me to marry you, even after I betrayed you? Naomi's eyes widened in shock, whispering, is that true? Marcus's jaw clenched, his voice low. I was blind then, Naomi, but I see clearly now. Jasmine stepped closer, venom dripping from her words, blind enough to drag a charity case into my wedding. Naomi's face flushed with humiliation, whispering, I knew this was a mistake. Marcus turned quickly, voice cracking, Naomi, don't let her venom define you. Naomi's hands trembled as she whispered, her words feel truer than yours. Marcus' heart ached, his voice urgent, Naomi, believe me, not her lies. The storm's thunder roared, echoing the fracture between truth and betrayal. Naomi whispered bitterly, so I'm just another wound you carry into her shadow. Marcus shook his head violently, voice raised, no, Naomi, you are the light that pulls me out of it. Jasmine scoffed, her words sharp, don't flatter her, Marcus. She's nothing more than a distraction. Naomi's eyes burned, whispering, a distraction feels like the only truth in this storm. Marcus leaned closer, his voice shaking, you are not a distraction, Naomi, you are the reason I can breathe again. Jasmine's mocking laugh echoed, pressing Naomi's heart deeper into despair. Naomi whispered, I don't know if I can believe you when her shadow is still so loud. Marcus's eyes locked onto hers, whispering, then let me silence it with my choice. Naomi whispered, Marcus, I can't fight a ghost you once loved. Marcus's voice rose with pain, she is no ghost, Naomi. She is poison, and I let it consume me once. Jasmine's lips curled, her smirk deadly, and yet you still crawled back for closure, remember? Naomi's stomach twisted, whispering, so I am just the next mistake after her ashes. Marcus gripped her hand tightly, his voice fierce, no, you are the only truth I've ever chosen without chains. Naomi's tears blurred her vision, whispering, truth feels heavy when shadows still surround us. Jasmine's eyes glimmered with jealousy, her presence toxic. Marcus's words cracked, don't let her shadow blind you to the fire we are building. Naomi's heart screamed for escape, but her hand stayed locked in his. Jasmine's cruel voice rang, Naomi, did he tell you he came crawling to me last year, begging for closure? He will never be free of me. You're nothing but his rebound. Naomi staggered, whispering, tell me that's not true, Marcus. Marcus's throat tightened, his words strained. I went to her, Naomi, but not for love, for answers I couldn't find in myself. Naomi's chest constricted, whispering, but you still went back. Jasmine smirked, her venom burning, he always will. Marcus's voice thundered, no, tonight I prove I've chosen differently. Naomi's tears poured freely, whispering, I don't know what's true anymore. The storm howled, blurring lines between love and betrayal. Naomi whispered through sobs, I can't be your revenge, Marcus. I can't be your weapon against her ghost. Marcus's eyes filled with anguish, his voice cracking. You are not revenge. You are my redemption. Jasmine sneered, her voice dripping venom. Redemption is just regret, dressed prettier. Naomi turned away, gasping, I can't breathe in this battlefield of your past. Marcus reached out, shouting desperately, Naomi, don't let her poison steal us. Naomi's tears streamed harder, whispering, maybe the real lie was ever thinking I could belong beside you. Lightning cracked, illuminating the fracture between them, the storm roaring like a final judgment. Naomi's voice tore through the storm as she shouted, You didn't bring me here for love, you brought me here to prove something. Her tears streaked her face, mixing with the rain, as Marcus' chest rose and fell like a man drowning in regret. He shouted back, I brought you because I can't imagine walking into this fire without you beside me. Naomi's head shook violently, words spilling. Breathing in someone's presence isn't the same as loving them. Marcus stepped closer, soaked suit clinging, his voice thunderous. Then tell me what love is, if not choosing you in front of the one who shattered me. Naomi gasped at his rawness, whispering, Love shouldn't feel like being ripped open. Marcus's words cracked, but sometimes love burns before it heals. The storm clashed above as both of them stood, souls colliding in unbearable silence, their pain louder than thunder. Marcus's voice broke into the night, Naomi, I'm fighting for us, but every word you throw feels like a wall. Naomi's trembling hands clenched, her whisper sharp as glass, because I don't know if I am real to you, or just a shield against her poison. Her eyes blazed as she added, I feel like armor you wear for one night, not the heart you need forever. Marcus's jaw tensed, his voice cracked. You are the only real thing left after a lifetime of lies. Naomi's lips quivered as she whispered, Then why do I feel like I'm drowning in your war, pulled under by scars that aren't mine? Marcus's chest shook as he whispered, Because wars leave marks, but they also create survivors, and I need you to be more than survival with me. Naomi's breath caught, torn between fury and the fragile pulse of longing. Naomi's scream shattered the courtyard. You don't know my scars, Marcus. You think you see pain, but you don't carry it the way I do. She clutched her coat as if holding herself together. Marcus's roar answered, Then show me, Naomi. Don't hide them. Let me carry them with you. Her tears burned as she whispered, They will cut you, just as they cut me. Marcus stepped closer, voice ragged, Then let me bleed with you, because bleeding with you is better than living numb without you. Naomi's knees wavered, her chest heaving, whispering, No one has ever wanted my wounds, only my silence. Marcus's words fell like thunder. Then let me be the first to want all of you, the light and the broken pieces. The rain drowned the world as Naomi's heart stood at the edge of surrender and collapse. Jasmine's sharp laugh cut the air like a blade. This is pathetic, Marcus. She will never replace me. Naomi spun, voice trembling. I don't want to replace you, I only want to matter. Marcus's fury burned as he barked. She matters more than you ever could, Jasmine. Naomi gasped, whispering, Then prove it, Marcus. Not with words, prove it with choice. Jasmine sneered, her voice dripping venom. He can't choose you. He will always crawl back to me. Naomi's chest heaved, fear pulling at her, whispering, Maybe she's right. Marcus stepped forward, fire in his voice. No, I choose you. Not out of anger, not out of revenge. Because without you, there is no me. Naomi's breath faltered, her soul battling disbelief, her tears a storm of their own. Naomi whispered through trembling lips, Say it again, Marcus. Say it until even the storm remembers. Marcus's chest heaved as he roared, I choose you, Naomi. Against her, against this world, against every chain that tried to hold me. I choose you. Naomi's sobs broke free as rain washed them down her face, whispering, Then, maybe, I can believe in something again. Jasmine spat venom. You'll regret this, Marcus. She'll crumble and you'll crawl back to me. Marcus's eyes never left Naomi, his voice like stone. No, let her regret losing me. I regret nothing with you. Naomi's knees shook, her heart caught between fear and fragile surrender, whispering, "Don't let go." Marcus's hand tightened, promising without words. Naomi's whisper shook. "Every part of me wants to run, Marcus, but my heart feels locked in your hands." Marcus stepped closer, his voice low. "Then let me hold it without breaking it." Naomi turned her face, whispering, "But I'm already broken." His eyes softened, voice fierce with tenderness. "Broken things can still shine." Naomi's fists clenched against her coat, whispering, "Shine doesn't erase scars." Marcus's tone deepened, "No, but scars prove you lived through the fire." Naomi's tears slid silently, her heart trembling like fragile glass as thunder rolled far in the distance, quieter now, but echoing their chaos. Silence pressed down, heavy yet delicate, like the storm waiting for their next breath. Naomi whispered, "You don't understand what it costs me to hope again." Her voice cracked like broken glass. Marcus leaned closer, whispering, "Then let me pay the cost with you." Naomi's lips trembled, whispering, "Hope feels like betrayal to the girl I used to be." Marcus's words pushed through the night, "Then betray the pain, not yourself." Naomi's tears fell, voice sharp, "And if tomorrow you're gone? If tomorrow proves me right?" Marcus's jaw tightened, his words trembling, "Then I'll spend every tomorrow proving you wrong." Naomi's breath faltered, heart pounding under the weight of her fear, whispering, "I don't know if I can risk it." Marcus whispered, "Then risk me. He'll be here when you do." Naomi's voice was sharp as broken glass. "Jasmine will always haunt you, Marcus. She's carved into your shadow." Marcus's jaw clenched, words fired. "No, she doesn't haunt me, Naomi. She fuels me to love you right." Naomi's tears glistened as she whispered, "But ghosts don't leave easily." Marcus's tone softened, "Then we fight them together until they vanish." Naomi shook her head, whispering, "Together feels like stepping into fire." Marcus's hand lifted, trembling, "Then let me burn with you, if it means I can hold you there." Naomi's breath caught, heart breaking under the weight of his vow, whispering, "Danger feels too much like home." Marcus whispered, "Then let me build you a new one." Naomi whispered, "If I stay, Marcus, it's not because I'm healed. It's because I'm willing to try." Marcus' chest heaved, whispering, "That's all I ask, just the chance to try." Naomi turned, eyes burning, "And if you fail me?" Marcus's jaw tightened, his voice low, "Then I will carry that failure alone, never laying it on your heart." Naomi's eyes brimmed, whispering, "I don't know if my heart can survive another breaking." Marcus leaned forward, voice trembling, "Then let me protect it, even from me." Naomi's lips parted, silence heavy, whispering, "I don't know if I can." Marcus whispered, "Then let me believe for both of us until you do." Naomi's voice shook as she whispered, "I'm terrified of choosing you, Marcus." His chest trembled, whispering, "And I'm terrified of losing you." Naomi's tears streamed, whispering, "Fear is not love." Marcus leaned closer, whispering, "No, but love is choosing even when fear claws at you." Naomi's eyes lifted, whispering, "Then tonight, I'll choose to try." Marcus exhaled, relief trembling, whispering, "That's enough, Naomi. That's more than enough." Her heart cracked and healed in the same beat, whispering, "Then don't let go." Marcus's hand closed gently over hers as dawn broke through the last storm clouds. Naomi whispered, "Even peace feels strange, like silence after too many storms." Marcus's gaze softened, murmuring, "Then let me teach you how to rest in it." Naomi shook her head, whispering, "Rest feels fragile, like it will vanish if I blink." Marcus touched her trembling hand lightly, saying, "Then I'll hold it steady for you." Naomi's breath shivered as she whispered, "What if I wake up tomorrow and it's gone?" Marcus's eyes darkened with vow, "Then tomorrow, I'll still be here." Naomi whispered, "You say you'll stay, but promises scare me." Marcus's voice lowered, "Then don't trust the promise. Trust the presence." Naomi's eyes watered, whispering, "Presence fades too." Marcus replied, "Then I'll be louder than absence." Naomi's lips quivered as she whispered, "I'm still afraid." Marcus touched her cheek, whispering, "So am I, but love walks through fear, not around it." Naomi's silence was heavy, but it wasn't rejection. Jasmine's voice pierced from behind, "This won't last, Marcus. She'll crumble, and you'll crawl back to me." Naomi flinched, whispering, "Her words feel like chains." Marcus's voice roared, "Her words don't define us." Jasmine's sneer sharpened, "You'll regret dragging her into my world." Naomi whispered faintly, "Maybe regret is inevitable." Marcus tightened his grip on Naomi's hand, whispering, "No, the only regret would be not choosing you." Naomi's heart broke and healed in the same breath. Naomi whispered, "If I walk with you, Marcus, it's not into castles, it's into scars." Marcus's eyes glistened, whispering, "Then let our scars build something stronger than castles." Naomi exhaled sharply, whispering, "People like me don't get fairy tales." Marcus leaned close, murmuring, "Fairy tales lie. Truth is better, even when it hurts." Naomi's eyes closed, whispering, "Then I'll choose truth." Marcus held her trembling hand tighter, whispering, "Then we begin here in the ruins." Naomi's final whisper broke the silence, "If tomorrow breaks me, at least tonight I was seen." Marcus's voice shook, "And I will spend every tomorrow reminding you." Jasmine turned away, bitterness in her eyes, whispering, "This won't last." Naomi's gaze lifted skyward, whispering, "Maybe nothing lasts, but tonight is enough." The storm had ended, but its echo lingered in their hearts. The final silence between Naomi and Marcus was not empty. It was sacred, a vow unspoken but eternal.